Aquí no me ve mucho.
All right. All right, Sergio, all right, what is your first and last name? Yeah. What's your first and last name?
Sergio Diaz.
Okay. You remember your inmate number?
Yeah.
Do you know your inmate number? What's your inmate number?
02 11 6.
Okay. What date was the incident? What date was the stabbing?
The 23. 23.
July. Julio. July 23rd. Yeah. It was a Monday, right? Fue un lunes, ¿verdad? Yeah.
July 23rd. What time was it?
3.
3 a.m.?
El 24 fue en la madrugada. El lunes era 24.
All right, and you're his mom, right? Okay, what's your first and last
Es su
name?
mamá de Sergio. ¿Cuál es su nombre?
Claudia Antonio.
Claudia.
Claudia. And your last name?
Antonio.
Okay. And Archie, you're going to be translating. Okay, you're going to talk in English for the most part, if you can talk in English, and then if you want to say something in Spanish, then Archie's going to translate. Okay. All right. So what happened to you on that day?
¿Qué fue lo que pasó? Sí.
What happened to you? What happened?
So, I was in the unit down, right? And I was working out for no reason. The CEO of the police called me and they told me about my stuff. I'm going to Unit 13. And they put me in cell 1. So everybody it was cool with me, so everybody like,
Aquí no me ve mucho.
All right. All right, Sergio. All right. What is your first and last name? Yeah. What's your first and last name?
Sergio Diaz.
Okay. You remember your inmate number?
Yeah.
Do you know your inmate number? What's your inmate number?
02 11 6.
Okay. What date was the incident? What date was the stabbing?
The 23. 23.
July. Julio. July 23rd. Yeah. It was a Monday, right? Fue un lunes, ¿verdad? Yeah.
July 23rd. What time was
3.
it? 3 a.m.?
El 24 fue en la madrugada. El lunes era 24.
All right, and you're his mom, right? Okay, what's your first and last
Es
name?
su mamá de Sergio. ¿Cuál es su nombre?
Claudia Antonio.
Claudia.
Claudia. And your last name?
Antonio.
Okay. And Archie, you're going to be translating. Okay, you're going to talk in English for the most part, if you can talk in English, and then if you want to say something in Spanish, then Archie's going to translate. Okay. All right. So what happened to you on that day?
¿Qué fue lo que pasó? Sí.
What happened to you? What happened?
So, I was in the unit down, right? And I was working out for no reason. The CEO of the police called me and they told me about my stuff. I'm going to Unit 13. instead of one. And so everybody it was cool with me, so everybody like, I see everybody was cool, you feel me, so, and it was like, 3 a.m., they bought my cell, right?
You said they popped your cell?
Yeah,
And
they
the door opened up?
Yeah.
Yeah. At 3 a.m.
And I just feel like something like touched me like really hard, and they stopped my hand. So I turned around, so I started to film myself, and there was around my hands, and the other was like standing right in my face, and they would say like, I was like, can you help me out, my dad?
Tell you was gonna die.
Yeah,
We're gonna kill you.
The inmates that were stabbing you said you're gonna die.
yeah.
Okay?
And so they told me don't defend yourself.
Don't resist.
Yeah, so I would start fighting. I was trying to stand up, and when I was like stand up, like sit down, they put me back, like lay down. So we was fighting. So I said CEO first, and the CEO he don't hear me.
So correctional officer. So you were calling for the correctional officer?
Yeah.
Okay, where was the correctional officer?
But I know, but I asked him one time, CEO, and they don't hear me. So the other side, the other unit, it was like another unit like that, right? So they was hear me. So they was like punching at the door and screaming CEO too, because they was know something happened. Yeah.
So the inmates were calling for the CO too?
Yeah, too.
Okay.
So I screamed again, like 5 times, 6 times. And then packed all the doors over there, and the other CEO, and the other guy over there told him something happened, like he go to see myself, like he only see like when the 3 guys like run. Yeah.
So it's 2 inmates that start stabbing you?
3 guys.
3 inmates?
Yeah.
Okay.
They only catch 2.
They only caught 2. What happened to the third one?
I don't know, but he only see the last 2 when they run. That was the last 2 people like myself.
But there's a camera in the hallway. There's a camera. There's a camera in the jail. There has to be cameras
Yeah,
that.
but they don't got no cameras in the.
So they don't know. They only know 2 of the inmates that stabbed you. They don't know who the third person is.
Yeah.
No one knows.
So
But they were stabbing you, right?
Yeah.
All 3 of them.
Yeah. So uno me estaba agarrando mis pies, one me my leg, and the other one my hands, and the other one was stabbing me. Yeah.
And the correctional officers, how long were they stabbing you for?
For 8 minutes.
8 minutes. So for 8 minutes, there's no correctional officer. And you're yelling for the correctional officer, and the inmates are yelling for the correctional officer.
Yeah, and then he was like 30 feet, then he was right there. Like, you can barely hear it. So, but then they only see me when I was on the floor, on the door.
bleeding.
Yeah, bleeding. And so,
Yeah, go ahead.
so when the police come, and then like, I stand up fast, alright? Yeah, I go back because I see the police come with the taser, trying to hit me with the taser, right? So I was back on the wall, so I brought my toe. I put my toe in front of my face, and they can like because they want to tase me.
The correctional officer wanted to tase you?
Yeah.
After you got stabbed, they want to tase
They
you?
don't want to tase me, so I brought my.
Why are they tasing you when you're the one that got stabbed?
I think they don't know. He only see me when I was on the floor. The other police. But
Do you have an inmate in that cell, or are you by yourself?
No, I said it. Yeah.
Where was your cell? Where was your inmate at the time?
He was in the shower. I don't know how.
3 a.m. in the shower,
Yeah,
taking
he
a
was in the
shower.
shower.
Is that normal for him to be in the shower at 3 a.m.?
Yeah, that's not normal.
Why do you think he's in the shower?
Because yo tenía planeado.
It was planned.
You think the stabbing was planned?
Yeah.
Planned by who? By the correctional officer, by the inmate? Okay, so who authorizes, so for this inmate to take a shower at 3 a.m., the correctional officer would have to authorize this, right? They would have to authorize it, correct? An inmate, can the inmate go and take a shower by himself?
No.
The correctional officer has to authorize this,
So,
right?
el oficial tiene que autorizar la salida de un preso de su celda para ir a llevarlo a que se bañe, ¿verdad? No es que tú quieres ir a bañarte a las 3 de la mañana y tú te vas a meter al shower a las 3 de la mañana. ¿Así es o no?
No, it's like, whatever you want, you can take a shower.
You can take a shower whenever you want.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
But for me, I said it was not normal, you feel me? He was in the shower, but he got his gloves too. He got his gloves on whenever he shower, right? So when he was taking shower, they opened, había una cosa, yeah, and all his clothes he was wet.
So he was showering and but he got the clothes on. He got his clothes on. I mean, el uniforme.
Yeah, his shirt white and his pants.
The correctional officers, when an inmate goes and takes a shower, the correctional officers, of course, they know about it, correct?
So los oficiales sabían que él estaba bañándose.
No, hasta cuando llegaron ahí.
Not until they didn't know until they got his.
Okay. What else? Then what happened?
¿Y después qué pasó?
And then me llevaron para abajo para el doctor supuestamente.
They took him down to the clinic.
They took you to the clinic?
Yeah,
Immediately they took you to the clinic?
Inmediatamente te llevaron o tardaron.
nos trataron como, me pusieron en una celda. Antes de que yo fuera a la clínica, de lo que estaba ahí, me estaban en una celda por 1 hora.
So después que te apuñalaron, te llevaron a otra celda antes de llevarte a la clínica.
Sí.
So after he got stabbed, they moved him to another cell, and it took them like an hour for him to get medical attention.
Took you 1 hour, so they transferred you to another cell. Do you remember what cell you were in?
¿No te recuerdas la celda que te llevaron ellos?
No me acuerdo.
Do you remember which pod you were in, which cell you were in?
En la puerta de ahí de intake, donde llego ahí, cuando te agarran la primera vez, te ponen una puerta.
Okay, you say it was like, where you get arrested.
Intake, okay. Okay, so let me ask this. How long were you in this intake? Why were you in this intake? How long were you in this intake?
So tú sabes por qué ellos te llevaron ahí al intake y cuánto tiempo estuviste ahí.
Is this your permanent cell? Is this, you were there for a long time? Like how many days were you in that area before you got stabbed?
So only for 1 hour.
Just 1 hour after the stabbing.
After the stabbing, but no, the area where you were stabbed in, you were in the pod, you were in the area for how many days?
Oh, so
Why, did they transfer you there? Were you there for a long time? How long were you there?
antes donde te apuñalaron a ti, ¿cuánto tiempo tenías de estar ahí? ¿Tenías horas, días, meses? ¿Cuánto tiempo tenías de estar ahí?
Solo tenía unas 12 horas de estar ahí.
Around like 12 hours.
12 hours. You were there for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So they transferred you to this pod for 12 hours, and within 12 hours you got stabbed in that pod.
Yeah.
They transfer you to a pod. After 12 hours you get stabbed in this area.
Yeah.
So te transfirieron a este nuevo lugar, ¿verdad? Y te transfirieron y ahí en 12 horas que tenías de estar ahí, ahí fue cuando te agredieron.
Okay, the people that stabbed you, do you know them?
Las personas que te apuñalaron, ¿tú los conoces a ellos?
Yeah, no.
You know them?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you, was there any threats made toward you in the past? Did you have a problem with the inmates? Did you have a problem with the correctional officers? Did anybody threaten you before you got stabbed?
¿Alguien te amenazó o algo, ellos o algún oficial antes de que te metieran para ahí?
No,
¿Tuviste algún problema con ellos?
no, they don't tell me nothing like that. They just move me and stuff.
Okay. Okay, so why do you think you got stabbed?
I don't know.
¿Tú tienes alguna idea por qué te agredieron, te apuñalaron?
I'm trying to remember, but
3 a.m., you get stabbed by 3 inmates. 8 minutes, they stab you for 8 minutes, and then after you get stabbed, a correctional officer would rush in, take out the taser, and then they transfer you to a different pod. After 1 hour, they give you medical. Then what happens?
So
Take the 1 hour. For 1 hour, you're sitting in a cell, bleeding for 1 hour,
Yeah.
and then they give you medical. Okay, then what happened?
And then take me to the medical and they killed me like,
Can you show your injuries?
they killed me right here.
Can you do me a favor? Can you show the camera the injuries?
puedes acercarte a la cámara y enseñar las heridas.
Todo.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, just one of.
So that's one of the stabbing. Okay.
You got more like scar.
What else?
I got scars on my face.
Let me see it.
The truth is, I am a father.
You can burn it.
You can do me a favor. If you remove the
You
hoodie,
can
so
put
that
in
way.
some medication. You say, let me see.
Where's the stabbing?
Yeah.
Right there.
Here.
Okay. All right. What else?
What else?
On my arm right
Let me see it. If you don't mind.
Right here. You see it? Right here.
Here. Here.
And here. Like,
Here. In the back.
on my chest, but you can see it.
I got you.
You can see it. Now my leg, I see right here. Right here, my lip, you saw it.
Okay. I got you. Okay, all right, so they take you to, after 1 hour of bleeding in that cell, after 1 hour, they bring medical, and then what happened?
So después que te llevaron para abajo, estuviste 1 hora ahí, te limpiaron las heridas y todo, ¿qué pasó después?
They told me first, like, if I want to go to the hospital, right? And I said no, I said I'm fine. But like, después de 3 minutos, empecé que mi pecho sonaba, mi corazón sonaba rápido. So yo me sentía mareado y yo me iba a caer. So yo le dije que me iban al hospital y me pusieron otra vez en la celda por 2 horas.
Okay. So they asked him if he wanted to go to the hospital. He said no, that he's fine. Like después de cuántos minutos?
3 minutos.
Like after 3 minutes, he started feeling like his heart was beating, like it was beating hard. And then, ¿qué más fue que dijiste? Del corazón y qué más?
Y yo estaba parado y me
Oh, he started
ya me
feeling
mareaba.
dizzy, like he was about to pass out.
Y me senté y entonces
Then he sat down. Y te llevaron a otro lugar, me dijiste, a otra celda.
a una celda.
And then they removed him from medical and they put him in a different cell. ¿A qué celda fue? ¿No sabes?
They put him in a third cell?
Yes.
Okay.
So, era otra celda que te llevaron.
Y así,
¿Por cuánto tiempo?
por 2 horas.
So when they remove him from medical, from the clinic, they put him in a different cell for like 3 hours, dijiste?
2 horas.
2 hours.
2 hours. You're sitting in the area for 2 hours in that third cell,
Yes.
and you're bleeding.
I was bleeding. My shoulder was like bleeding.
So they didn't give you medical?
Yeah, they give me medical.
They gave you medical. Okay.
Medical, but what?
What kind of
¿A qué te
medical?
refieres a médico? ¿Qué es? So just because they clean his cut, es lo único que te dieron, no te dieron medicine,
That's
nothing.
it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they just clean all his injuries.
Okay. So 2 hours. You're sitting in the third cell, and then what happened?
So
You're feeling dizzy. You're about to feeling like you're about to pass out. Okay, and then what happened?
después qué pasó de eso?
So I was waiting. They told me that they was waiting for police. And so esperé 2 horas y 30 minutos
2 hours and 30 minutes, that's how.
y nunca llegaban.
Waiting for the police, not the ambulance.
The police. You're waiting for the police, not the ambulance. Okay. All right.
Y yo me paraba y iba a tocar la puerta y me así en casa.
Rising up and knocking at the door, and they wasn't paying attention.
You're knocking on the door, telling them that you need help, and they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay. For 2 hours? Okay, alright.
2 hours and 30
There it is, okay. And then what happened?
And después de 30 minutos vino la policía y me llevaron para el hospital. Este que está aquí.
La policía te llevó.
No, la policía que trabaja ahí en la cárcel.
Okay. So after waiting for 2 hours and a half and 30 minutes, the officers from the jail took him to the emergency room here in Prince William Hospital.
Okay.
So no llamaron la ambulancia a ellos?
No,
No fue una ambulancia, nada. No. So
Pero
they.
claro, me llevaron ellos mismos.
It was like a regular car, I guess a police car, shared.
Not an ambulance. They took you in their police car
Yes.
to the hospital, okay. Alright, so they take you which hospital?
Prince William Hospital? Yeah.
Principal hospital. What time did they take you to the hospital?
¿A qué hora fue?
Llegué ahorita de ahí como a las 11 de la mañana.
Like 11 a.m.
11 a.m. So the stabbing happens at 3 a.m. The stabbing happened at 3 a.m. You don't get to the hospital until 11 a.m. Okay. Alright.
Pero yo creo que eso fue cuando llegué allí.
A las 11 de la mañana, ¿en qué momento te llevaron para el hospital de Fairfax?
Me llevaron a las 7 de la mañana para las 7 y media. Yo estaba ya en el hospital, a las 8 estaba en el hospital de Malazo Este.
A las 8 de la mañana.
Sí.
So, alright, so the incident happened at 3. So by 7, 8 o'clock, he was at the hospital, Prince William. So by 11 a.m., they transferred him to Fairfax.
To a different hospital?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Then what happens?
¿Y después qué pasó allá?
Yo me estaba curando, me estaba poniendo medicina, porque estaba graduado en mi pecho y cada vez que respiraba mi pecho me
So they were giving him the right medical attention, okay? Because they told him that there was something inside his chest, because he was having like difficult to breathe. And-
What time did they
¿A
give
qué
you
hora
that?
fue que te
What
empezaron a
time
hacer
is
eso?
that? What time did they actually tend to your injuries?
Como más o menos a qué hora fue que ya te empezaron a tratar bien en el hospital de Fairfax, que a tocarte, a ver qué tenías y todo, como más o menos a qué horas.
a las 12.
Around 12.
Around 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so the stabbing happens at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
and you don't actually get proper medical attention until 12 p.m. Okay, alright, sounds good. Alright, then what happens? What else?
¿Y después qué pasó?
How did your family find out that you were stabbed in jail?
Well,
How did your mom find out?
Actually, ¿cómo tu mamá se dio cuenta que a ti te había pasado lo que te pasó, que te habían agredido, te habían apuñalado? Actually, that's my part, because
Okay.
my son called me probably around 4 p.m.
4
So he
p.m.
called me and he's like, have you talked to Claudia, Sergio's mom? I was like, no, why? What happened? And then he told me that you need to call her right away to check on Sergio, because there's an inmate here, like screaming all loud that he just stabbed someone. And from what he's saying, it looks like it's Sergio. So I told my son, just call me later, let me call Claudia. That's when I called Claudia. I was like, Claudia, have you talked to Sergio?
Your son is in the same pod?
No, it was a different one.
So how did your son hear about it?
Because one of the 3 guys who stopped him, they put him where Jason
Where
was.
Jason, where your son
Yes.
is, and then, okay, and he was bragging about
Yes.
stabbing, okay.
Yes.
So then they got transferred to a different cell, and then he's bragging about stabbing surgery. Okay, alright.
So I called Sergio's mom, Claudia, and I was like, have you heard about your son? She said, no. And then she started crying over the phone, like, what happened? What happened? Tell me. I'm like, look, I just got a phone call saying that, there's an inmate, like, talking about he just stabbed someone, and it looks like it's Sergio. So she's like, help me, please help me. So we start calling the adult detention center here in Prince William, calling, asking for him, hey, we just find out that something happened to Sergio. So the staff was like, no, he's fine, he's fine, nothing happened to him.
The staff at the hospital told you Sergio was okay?
Yeah.
And nothing happened?
Nothing happened.
What time was this?
It was probably around 5. ¿Como a qué horas fue que empezamos a llamar a la cárcel? Después que yo le llamé, ¿verdad?
So
Yeah, it was like
7
around 5, and then we called around 7. I was on the phone with her for like basically all night, the next day, and the next day.
And they're not telling you what's going
No.
on, they're telling you he's okay,
No, he's okay.
that nothing happened to him?
Until
What
the
is
third
that?
day. Until the third day.
Until the third day?
They finally.
What did they tell you? What did they tell you
So,
exactly?
probably after the third day, como el tercer día fue que nos admitieron que sí, ¿verdad? Que él estaba bien cuando hablamos, que hicimos la llamada de three-way, que dijeron que he was fine, que they put him a nickname. ¿Cuál era su nickname que dijeron que tenía?
Que no tenía nada, dijo.
No, nickname, un apodo que dijeron que le habían puesto puro o algo así. Cuando llamamos nosotros y la oficial nos dijo que no, él está en la clínica, aquí abajo lo tenemos, lo estamos cuidando bien.
That's the hospital, not the police, right? The hospital is telling you this.
No, the staff from the jail.
From the jail?
Yes, the staff from the jail is telling me that. Pero dijeron un apodo que le habían puesto a él. ¿Se acuerda? Terry o Puro, no sé qué.
Do you remember who you talked to? Do you remember the name of the individual that you talked to?
Se negaron.
No, I can't remember. But anyway,
Anyway,
so the
yeah.
story is that I called and I was like, look, I have the mother on the deadline. It's been 3 days that she doesn't know anything about her son, okay? We know that he's injured, okay? She just wanna make sure that he's alive, that he's good. So she finally
Yeah, I'm gonna
agrees,
door
and
that
she's
order
like,
for
"Well,
Talia
yes.
M.
Let me tell you, he's downstairs, he's at the clinic, he's doing good, he's doing
So for
good.
3 days, she's not telling you he's in the
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah.
That's
She's
insane.
not telling you he's in the
Oh, thank you.
hospital. They pretend that he's still in jail, he's
Yes.
okay, nothing happened. Okay.
So, she told me that, taking care of him, we even give him a nickname. I forget the nickname. I don't know if she said Poodle or Terry, something like that. And I was like, okay, all right, that's fine. So I told Claudia, and Claudia was like, I'm not gonna wait here. He's probably dead. I don't know what happened. So, I already knew that he was stabbed. They stabbed him like 15 times. I already knew, but I didn't want to tell her because I'm a mother and she's a mother. So I already
Because because of the other inmate
Yes.
that's bragging about
Yes.
status. Okay.
I already knew that it was like 15 times. So, but I didn't want
15
to tell
times, you got
her.
stabbed 15 times.
Yes,
Okay.
so I didn't want to tell her. I was concerned too for Sergio's safety. So I told Claudia, and Claudia was like, I'm going to the jail. I'm going to the jail. And I told her, go.
So on the third day, you go to the jail.
So cuando usted fue a la cárcel, ¿se acuerda cuando ya usted fue a hablar y habló con alguien, verdad? Con un sargento, no sé quién fue. Cuando ella admitió también que sí, que él estaba en el hospital, pero que
Con el comandante de la
Ajá.
casa.
¿No se recuerda el nombre, el apellido? ¿Cómo era?
Era un señor.
Alto.
Un señor que dijo que estaba bien, pero él no admitió que él estaba herido.
She doesn't remember, but she spoke to someone like, hi,
Yeah.
from the jail.
Okay.
He didn't admit that he was hurt, but he told her that yes, he's at the hospital. You can't see him, because I was with her on the phone. You can't see him, but yeah, he's fine.
So you go to the hospital on the third day, you go to the
Oh
hospital.
no, she never went to the
Oh,
hospital.
no, you go to the jail.
To the jail.
You talk to someone, someone that's in the higher up in the jail, and he tells you your son is in the hospital, but you can't see him.
So, cuando usted fue a la cárcel, que le dijo que sí, que Sergio estaba en el hospital, pero que usted no lo podía ver. El hombre ese que más le dijo.
Okay.
Que él estaba bien, dijo, pero que no estaba apuñaleado.
So they don't let you see your son.
No.
You can't see him, right? Then what do you do?
So, cuando no lo dejaron ver, que le dijeron que no lo podía ver, ¿qué hizo?
Me fui a Derechos Humanos y me fui a buscarlo al hospital de Cerro.
She said that she went to Human Resources office, and then she went to look for him at the hospital.
Human resources?
Oh yeah, and it's true. I remember that. It's true. Because when she got there, she called me and she's like, one of the detectives that we know from the Manassas City Police, he was there. So, ¿se acuerda el policía que estaba ahí, que usted habló con él, que me dijo, aquí está esta persona? I don't want to mention his name.
Okay, that's fine.
But, el oficial no menciona su nombre, pero que estaba ahí, que le dijo lo que tenía que hacer, ¿verdad?
Ajá.
So, yeah, so he was there with, something else, I guess his family.
Okay,
But we know him. He works for the Manassas City Police.
okay.
So I guess she asked him, like, I don't know what to do. I'm looking for my son,
Yeah.
and he's here. And he was like, well, you should call these people and blah blah blah.
So then you find out that your son is in the hospital. Do you get to see your son?
¿Usted pudo ver a Sergio cuando llegó al hospital?
No, ahí no le.
You don't let you see him?
No.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. So you're in the hospital. You're in the hospital. They give you on the third day. At 7 p.m. You're in the hospital. Okay. On the third day. Okay. No. You're in the hospital. Did you try contacting your mom? Did they let you contact your mom?
No,
What were they telling you?
they say no.
You can't.
There's no reason they say no.
Okay, at what point did you talk to your mom and told her that inside the jail they stabbed you?
¿Hasta cuándo fue que tú pudiste llamarle a tu mami para decirle lo que había pasado, que te habían apuñalado?
Cuando me llaman para atrás,
When they released him from the hospital and he was back in...
How many days before they were?
¿Cuántos días fue después?
Un jueves fue.
So, 4 días. Él estuvo en el hospital ¿cuántos días?
4.
Okay. So it was on a Thursday after the 4th day.
Fourth day. So 4 days you're in the hospital. 4 days you're in the hospital. You can't contact your family. They don't let you talk to your family, and they don't let you tell your family that you got stabbed inside that jail. Correct? Okay. And the mom, they tell her your son is okay. They don't tell her he's in the hospital. They tell her he's in jail. Something did they tell you? They didn't tell you he got stabbed. He just what did they tell you? He got hurt. Did they
¿Qué fue
tell
lo
you
que le
hurt?
dijeron? Como no le dijeron que lo habían apuñalado, le dijeron algo, o se lastimó.
Like what were they telling you?
¿Qué le dijeron?
Well, you can't reach your son. What were they telling you? They didn't tell you he was stabbed. But what were they telling you?
No me dijeron que estaba bien, pero no me dijeron que era.
They just told her that he was fine.
Me negaban.
He was fine, but he's fine, but he can't talk right now.
Me negaban que él estaba herido.
Yeah, then he got hurt.
Okay. All right. 4 days you can't reach your family. You can't tell them you got stabbed, and the family they tell them he's okay. All right. What else? What happens? And then before they take you to the hospital, the correctional officers, what were they doing when they were stabbing you? When the inmates were stabbing you, what were the correctional officers doing?
They was like, they take me to the nurse, right? They was like right there, sit down, like waiting for the other guys to like come in, pick me up, go to the hospital, but they put me in the cell. But they was arguing each other because they was like, how this happened?
They're asking you, the correctional officers are asking you, how did this happen?
Yeah,
They're asking you.
yeah, that
After they stab you, they're asking you.
yeah.
Okay, and then what?
And they told me why, I said, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. What else?
I said, and they take me to, so I released to the hospital, right? They put me to the cell, and they put something on my window so I can see at all, nothing.
That's before they took you to the hospital.
That was after.
Oh, after they brought you back from the hospital. So
Yeah.
4 days you're in the hospital. When they brought you back to the jail, they cover your windows.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happens?
So I was asking for the phone all the time, and like, ignore me. And
So they're ignoring. You're asking for the phone to call your mom, but they're ignoring you. Okay.
And then we say, my PIN for call my family, they will say it's not working right now.
The phone is not working.
No, the PIN number, because you know that every inmate, they have their own PIN.
Yes.
So they can make phone calls.
Yeah.
So he was not able to make phone calls because his PIN for some reason wasn't working. So
Okay.
he started using a different someone.
A different, so, okay, so you used someone else, and then,
To get a hold of him.
Yeah, every time when I was calling my mom.
how many days did this go on before you could actually call your mom?
¿Por cuántos días pasó esto antes de que tú pudieras contactar a tu mami?
Yo llegué ahí creo que en la noche, de la noche, como unas 3 horas pude hablar con mi mamá.
So like 3 hours later, like 3 hours after he got back to the jail,
Okay.
he was able to call him.
Okay, and then they give you the phone, but okay, so then they finally give you the phone and you can call your mom. Okay.
Y cada vez que llamaba, mi mamá cortaba una llamada. Y cuando yo quería volver a llamar, mi PIN ya no servía.
So every time that he used to call his mom, they,
Heart rate detected.
terminate the phone call cut after.
Interesting. Okay, so they turn off the phone. Okay.
And then when he tries like to call back, his PIN number wasn't, like really working.
Okay. So you finally, okay. So they cover your window. How long did they cover your window for? How many days?
For like 27 days.
27 days they're covering your window?
Yeah.
Well, okay, 27 days. Why are they covering your window?
Because they told me like they wanna like save me. So then I'm running the cell, nobody can hear me. So they still put the thing in my window, so I can see everything. Like I can't even use the phone. I was over here like sitting down on my bed.
And one thing that I know that I'm aware is like when they put, it's like a blanket or something, a gray blanket
Yeah.
over the window. When they do that, that means like you're protected.
Protected, okay.
And that doesn't look good on the inmate.
Yeah.
Si yo no me equivoco, cuando ponen esa cosa en la ventana, eso que te ponen en custodia, ¿verdad? Que estás en protected, in custody or whatever, como le llamen. So, eso no se ve bien también para el reo, ¿verdad? Es un problema, es un problem for the
Of course.
inmates.
Yeah, it's called, they call it protective, yeah, something protective. But I know what you're talking about when they cover your window. But let me ask you this, do you think they were trying to protect you or not have anybody know that you got stabbed in there?
They don't want to know nobody like against like
Yeah.
Okay. So you think they're trying to cover this up?
yeah.
Como cubrir lo que había pasado. Tratar de cubrir lo que había pasado.
Were the other inmates, were they charged with stabbing you? Did they charge them for stabbing you?
Los presos que te apuñalaron, a ellos los cargaron por este incidente que pasó.
Yeah.
They charged them with stabbing? Okay. All three of them, or you said just two? Just two, okay. Alright, so they charged them with stabbing. Okay. Alright, so you were in jail, but now I see that you have an ankle bracelet, like an ankle monitor, and you're on house arrest. How did you end up here?
Like house arrest?
Yeah. How did you get, like, how did you leave jail? How are you on house arrest if you were locked up?
¿Cómo pasó eso que te dejaron salir bajo arresto domiciliario con brazaleta?
Yeah, I did it because my mom, because they were scared. And the police was there, come on.
The police are scared?
Yeah, I think so, right? Because
Okay.
first they don't wanna let me out, they wanna leave me in jail.
Yeah, you're on a bond. They gave you a bond. Okay. Well, you said they gave you a bond because they're scared. They're scared of what?
Basically, the mom is the
Yeah.
one who went to the jail. She went to the court, she went to talk to his attorney, and she was telling them, if they don't let me see my son, or you guys do something to protect him inside, if something happened to him, you guys are the ones to blame. So what they did is that they put a motion, like emergency motion, to get a bond, so he can get, house arrest. She's the one who went there and told them that she was looking for an attorney to, basically to sue the jail for the incident.
Yeah.
So, hey, the one was right, and he's here.
Okay, so only after the mother threatens to sue the jail for you getting stabbed, now they release you on a bond.
Yes.
Okay, so were you told not to talk? Like, did they tell you not to talk about this?
Alguna persona después que le dieron la fianza, después de que usted fue ahí, les dijo que sí, o sea, cualquier cosa que le pasara a él estaba bajo su responsabilidad de ellos. Y ¿cómo se llama? Cuando le dieron la fianza a él y todo, ¿a usted le dijeron en algún momento que no hablara del caso, que no hablara de la situación o algo?
No, porque yo le iba a demandar.
No, because I told him that I was gonna cool down. Sí, and trust me, I know her. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, so you threatened to sue them, and they release your son on a bond. Let me ask you this, if you sue them, what's gonna happen?
So, si usted en caso llegaría a demandar a la cárcel, ¿qué cree que pasaría?
You think they're gonna retaliate against your son?
¿Usted cree que hubiera venganza contra su hijo?
Sí, me vengan de él.
Yeah.
Si mi hijo vuelve a la cárcel, se lo comen vivo él.
Yeah. Basically, she's saying that she's scared, like if they put him back in jail, yeah, they're gonna kill him.
Yo
Okay. So
siento,
you're scared that if your son goes back to jail, he might get killed inside that jail. That's what you're saying?
So, prácticamente lo que usted está diciendo es que si a ese hijo lo llegaran a meter a la cárcel otra vez, ¿usted piensa que sí se lo matarían?
sí, sí me lo matan.
Yeah,
Sí me lo matan. Yo siento que eso fue un plan. ¿Por qué?
I feel like that was a
Porque él me llamó un día antes y me dijo, mami, yo estaba bien aquí, me movieron a la celda 13.
Because he called her telling her that, mommy, I was fine here, but they
Y
moved
no
me.
pasó ni un día mi hijo tanto ahí cuando ya está vivo.
Not even a day, you know, like they say 12 hours later he got stopped.
Okay, so
Y luego después ellos se lavan las manos.
And after that, well, they just, you know, try to cover
No pasa
everything.
nada.
And nothing happens.
Solo por ser hispanos o por tapar los mismos que trabajan ahí.
Just to cover, you know, each other's back.
Siento que si ellos están ahí es para que los cuiden,
I feel
no para que
like
los
if
traten como animales.
I feel like if they're, you know, working there is to protect them and take care of
Ningún
them.
preso
Because they're
tiene,
young, you know.
ningún preso tiene derecho de tratarse como un animal aunque haya cometido lo que cometió.
Doesn't matter the crime they have committed, they don't deserve to be treated the way that they do.
De eso viven ellos porque están trabajando, cuidándolos.
So, but that's their job. So, hey, that's the way of living for them, right? But that's the job that they decide to take. So, their job and responsibility is to look after them, their safety. They
you don't
pay
think,
for
you don't
that.
think your son is safe inside that jail?
¿Usted no cree que
You don't think your son is gonna be safe if he goes back to that jail?
¿Usted cree que él no estaría salvo ahí adentro?
No,
Seguro no salvo,
No.
seguro ahí adentro.
ahí nadie está seguro.
No, it's safe in there.
Ellos los tratan como animales.
They treat all of them like
So
animals.
what I like to do, like through this camera that's recording, you're Sergio's mom, and I want to take this video to Sheriff Glenn Hill. Sheriff Glenn Hill is on the board for the jail. They control the cameras inside that jail. Amy Ashford, the Commonwealth Attorney, she's on the board. She's a board member for that jail. Amy Ashford, the Commonwealth Attorney, Sheriff Glenn Hill, they oversee all these problems. And this community entrusts that when someone goes into that jail, that they are safe. You're saying that you don't feel that your son is going to be safe. You think they're going to kill him. I'm going to take this video, and I hope that Sheriff Glenn Hill and Commonwealth Attorney Amy Ashworth, that are on the board, they're board members, to make sure that everybody that goes into that jail, this community trust them and trust them to make sure that the inmates are safe. You're a mother and you don't feel safe. So this message, I hope it gets to Sheriff Glenn Hill and Amy Ashworth to see what this community is going through, and that man, you don't get profiled just because you don't speak the language, just because they think they can get away with these correctional officers are abusing inmates. And your son is being abused, your son got stabbed, you don't feel safe that I hope proper steps are taken where your son is going to be safe. Sergio,
Este video, esta grabación que estamos haciendo, él se la va a llevar también al sheriff, que es el encargado de ahí del sheriff department. Y luego ya le explico bien todo, ya le expliqué un poquito todo lo que estamos haciendo, pero la seguridad de ellos es lo que nos preocupa. Como decimos, no importa el crimen que se haya cometido, nosotros no somos los que los vamos a juzgar, para eso está la ley. Pero yo y usted y nosotros estamos de acuerdo que se tienen que ser juzgados correctamente, no abusándolos, no dejando que pasen cosas como las que le pasó a Sergio, como las que le pasó a Mustafa, como las que le pasó a Jason, a Javier Martínez, a Emanuel, a Eric Contreras, a muchísimos presos que tenemos nosotros en estos casos aquí. O sea, no somos los únicos, hay muchísimos.
La ley de aquí no sirve, diga de doña Delia, comente de que me quitaron mis hijos.
Él ya sabe, él ya está sabedor.
De pura.
Él ya está sabedor y esta es la primera entrevista, después vamos a hacer la segunda entrevista sobre eso también, porque también tenemos otras personas que le han quitado a sus hijos. No se preocupen, esto, lo que estamos haciendo, estamos colectando todos los statements, el FBI, el Internal Affairs, todos ellos están dispuestos a ayudarnos, pero sin que nos escuchen hablando, sin un statement, no pueden hacer nada, no pueden ayudarnos. Hay gente que está dispuesta a ayudarnos en todo esto. Pero ¿saben qué es lo que pasa con la comunidad hispana? Que tenemos miedo, que porque no tenemos papeles, que porque nos van a deportar, que no nos van a hacer caso. No, señora, no somos los únicos, hay muchísimos. Y todos tenemos los mismos derechos que tiene usted, que tiene él, que tengo yo, todos. ¿Ok? ¿Usted tiene una idea de cuántos presos han encontrado muertos ahí adentro?
Yeah.
Que este sheriff
what we're
no tiene idea.
doing with these, what we're doing with this recording, we're gonna take it to the Department of Justice.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it to the same FBI agents that are investigating the correctional officers that are abusing inmates inside. We're gonna take this to them, and we're also gonna publicize this to the community so that the community can watch what they're doing to your son and what they're doing to other inmates inside that jail facility. What they've done to my brother inside that jail facility. Okay?
So, she knows because,
Yeah.
I explained her everything,
Yeah.
but usted se imagina, Sergio tiene usted mueve cielo y tierra por él. Mustafa tiene a su hermano, su familia, que está moviendo cielo y tierra. Yo tengo a mi hijo, que yo muevo cielo y tierra, y el infierno si lo tengo que mover por él.
No,
Lo que sea lo tengo que mover. Pero no está. Y ahora mi cosa es, usted se pone a pensar por un momento los presos que están ahí, sean inocentes o sean culpables, que no tienen a un familiar que vea por ellos.
Yeah. And then the other thing, we hope that this recording, that this meeting, that Commonwealth Attorney Amy Ashworth, that's a board member on that jail, that Sheriff Glenn Hill, that's a board member, is the sheriff. She's the Commonwealth Attorney. She's elected. These individuals are elected by this community. I hope they watch what's going on to Sergio, and I hope they watch the other material that's being put on social media for the community to see. And then changes happen. Hold your correctional officers accountable. Release the videos inside that jail facility, so that way we see what's happening to you. You can see what's happening to you, what they've done to your son. Our family can see what they've done to Mustafa, my little brother, and then the other families. Archie can see what they've done to her son, Jason Castro, and then other families that their loved ones are being abused inside that jail facility. I asked Sheriff Glenn Hill. I walked up to him 3 days ago. 3 days ago, I talked to Sheriff Glenn Hill, and I tried to bring up these issues to him, and then he insists on telling me that he's got the best jail facility in the country, and he does not want to listen. He does not. He chooses to look the other way and tell me that the correctional officers are following policy, are following procedure. Then, sir, sit down with us, watch these videos, listen to the audios, listen to the inmates that are coming forward and telling us that your correctional officers are abusing those inmates. Sit down with us. We're asking to have a dialogue. We're asking to have a conversation. We want Sheriff Glenn Hill and Amy Ashford, Attorney Amy Ashford, to sit down with us and have a dialogue. Don't assume that your correctional officers are angels. We've got Sergio that got stabbed inside that jail. My brother almost died inside that jail. Jason Castro was was beaten up and spent 9 months in solitary confinement. This is a mother that cries every day. This is a mother that cries over her son every day. Are we supposed to wait until Sergio died inside that jail facility for us to pretend and see the problem? Let's sit down as a community. We're asking to have a dialogue and look at these issues. And
Thank you guys.
Are you sure your tax expert is right for you? Switch to TurboTax Full Service. You'll be matched with a TurboTax expert and get real-time updates on their progress, and you get your best outcome guaranteed. Switch to TurboTax Full Service.
What up, brother?
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Doing all right, man. You doing
You
okay?
got a jump box, bro?
I do have a jump box.
Can I use it real quick?
Yeah, that's your
Any
car?
chance? Yeah.
I got you.
How's your brother doing, bro?
Hanging in there.
He's hanging in there?
He's been in solitary for over 2 years.
That's crazy, bro. For no reason, my nigga. It's crazy.
I got all
Yeah.
I have all the body cams, all the document where
Yeah.
they falsified.
I
police
saw
report.
the videos on Facebook.
You saw them?
Yeah, I saw it. But you guys are doing you guys are trying for you know?
Oh, he's coming home.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'll promise you they're going to jail.
Of course.
In the meantime,
It's all, you know what it is, bro? It's the county,
Of course.
you know?
Of course.
All those motherfuckers are all scammers. They just want to put someone behind bars, bro. You know?
They're upset about the lawsuit.
Yeah.
He was suing the police before the vehicle accident. So
Yeah.
now they're taking it on.
They're taking that out on him.
Let me take care of this for you,
It's
bro.
fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
Thanks, bro. I
I got
appreciate
you.
you.
I got you.
Follow me.
and last name? Yeah. What's your first and last name?
Sergio Diaz.
Okay. You remember your inmate number?
Yeah.
Do you know your inmate number? What's your inmate number?
02 11 6.
Okay. What date was the incident? What date was the stabbing?
The 23. 23 here.
Julio, July 23rd. Yeah. It was a
Después
Monday,
el
right?
lunes, después el lunes.
Fue un lunes, ¿verdad? Yeah.
July 23rd. What time was it?
3.
3 a.m.
El 24 fue en la madrugada. El lunes era 24.
All right, and you're his mom, right? Okay, what's your first and last
Es
name?
su mamá le serio. ¿Cuál es su nombre?
Claudia Antonia.
Claudia.
Claudia. And your last name?
Antonia.
Okay. And Archie, you're going to be translating. Okay, you're going to talk in English for the most part, if you can talk in English, and then if you can't, if you want to say something in Spanish, then Archie's going to translate. Okay. All right. So what happened to you on that day?
¿Qué fue lo que pasó? Sí.
What happened to you? What happened?
So, I was in the unit down, right? And, but I was working out for no reason. The CEO, the police called me and they told me about my stuff. I'm going to Unit 13. And they put me in cell 1. And so everybody it was cool with me, so everybody like, I see everybody was cool, you feel me, so, and it was like, it was 3 a.m., they bought my cell, right?
You said they popped your cell?
Yeah,
And
they
the door
popped-
opened up?
Yeah.
Yeah. At 3 a.m.
And I just feel like, like something like touched me like really hard, and they stabbed my hand.
Así no.
اليوم بعد ما فتحت السفاره الالمانيه